Okay, so let's start first with the Sarvi seekh kebab. It's my favoriteest kebab, and I'm really glad that I've learned how to make it, and I'm going to make it for you. What we need is to take a little bit of mutton mince. This is about 300 grams of mutton mince. It's nice, pink and fresh. And I'm going to quickly go through the rest of the ingredients. We've got this one egg. Egg is essential to bind the keema so that it can become into nice kebabs. This is chili paste, green chili paste. This is of course salt. This is a paste of ginger and garlic. This is butter, lovely butter, onions and garam masala. This limbu of course is for the garnishing at the end. What we need to do is mix up everything. I'm going to start with the egg. So in goes one egg. Now you can put in as much green chili paste as you want. If you want it really spicy and fiery, you can do that. I'm going to just put a little bit to make it nice and medium, okay? In goes the ginger garlic. Garam masala. Let's put a little extra garam masala, so it's nice. We'll put salt. Salt, of course, as they say, to taste. And butter. Now, in the old days when they used to make kebabs, you need some sort of fat in the kebab so that the kebab becomes nice and soft. We're putting in butter, but in the old days they put in animal fat, the fat of the mutton itself. If you buy mutton in a mutton shop, you can actually tell the mutton wala ki humko thoda charbi deo. Charbi is the fat of the mutton, which actually is what makes the kebab soft and mouth-watering and tender, so that they melt in the mouth kind of thing. But we're going to use butter this time. We need to put some onion in this. Now, this mixture needs to go into a blender and you need to make a nice fine paste of it. What helps sometimes is if you keep the mutton and the masala and the egg mixture for a little while, say half an hour in the fridge, it just becomes tender. All the masalas go into the mutton nicely and you get a nice tenderized paste of mutton. Okay, here we are. We have this lovely paste of mince. What we need to do is now make the kebabs. We'll make thin balls. And I'm just going to leave them here. I'll make them long a little later on before they go onto the fire. Now, normally, if you go to Sarvi, they make all their kebabs on a barbecue or on coal. But at home, we don't have barbecues. Unless, of course, you have a huge bungalow with a garden. So we'll do it on a frying pan. Our frying pan is getting hot. What I'm going to do is, I like butter, so I'm going to put a little butter into this. And I'm now going to shape the kebabs. My advice is, when you're at home, the thinner you make the kebabs, the better it is. Because they will get nicely cooked from the inside and from the outside. Yeah? Here goes one. Don't make them too fat and thick because then they take time to cook, okay? See how soft the meat has become once you put it through a mixer. I'm going to quickly first heat them on a high flame so that all the juices get sealed inside, and then we'll make the flame slow. The color is changed on one side. Now I'm letting the other side cook nicely. Color is changed on the other side, and I'm going to make this chula slow now. Because we've pretty much tenderized the meat and made it really soft, put it through a mixture. Although this mutton is raw, it won't take terribly long to cook. I'd give it about 5 or 7 minutes and I think it'll be done. See that nice golden color coming now. Alright, so our kebabs are done. Garnish them with a bit of a few onion rings and a limbu. And if you have some mint leaves at home, you can put some mint leaves. And I'm going to taste one of them. Oh, these are nice and soft. Soft, tender, juicy, melt in the mouth. I think I'm going to open a kebab wala stall outside my house just now. Okay, I think it's a good idea. Here we are. Let's move on to the next thing.